Good evening, all you lovers of Mazda Eunos Roadster MX5 Miata convertible sporty cars, or however you want to name this thing. We have a high-end resin model here. It's my YM model. I've had a couple of these from this brand before. I was pretty impressed, so I'm going to take a chance. This one I think has an opening hood, so I generally don't like opening panels, but I do like the Miatas, so we're going to take a look-see here. This is the 4th generation Miata, the ND, and it's got a Pandem body kit, as these photographs in the back lead me to believe. It's not licensed. This is a really crazy reflective, well, it's not reflective, but it's a prismatic packaging. It's like a color shift packaging. It's actually pretty cool. Interesting. Alright. Okay. Must be tape. Yep, it's taped. And the base of this thing is white. It looks like it's painted. There's naturally 2 screws holding this thing down. Boy, this tape is probably annoying. I can't get my fingernails under there. There we go. Let's try maybe this way. Nope, that doesn't work either. I just cut my fingernails today, so that was probably a bad decision. Oh well, no, this one's not so bad. Okay, so now it's a very loose cover. And this is a crazy looking base from what I'm seeing here. So it's like a clear molded plastic base, because you can see the ledge. It's one piece. It's not like laser cut acrylic. This is a molded piece of plastic. But then the graphic, that white we saw, has this digitized, like, very rough road texture. It almost looks like a camouflage texture, actually. And then on top of it, well, behind it on that graphic is the YM and these stripes. And then on top of it, we have a photo etched MX5 Roadster text. So this could be the most elaborate base I've seen to date. I think it's even better than the fake wood ones. So, pretty impressive. It's, unfortunately, very, very shiny. Alright, so it's also limited. There's around 200 of this color. I know there's other color choices out there. This might be the second wave of colors also. I know this model came out a while ago, but this might be the current wave here in winter of 2021. And they'll probably come out with more colors later on. So don't be fooled by limited edition if they make every color in the rainbow. Alright, well, looking at the body kit there, it seems pretty accurate. Even the wheel choice isn't too far off, these 6-spoke TE37s. Here's one with a similar color choice here, but doesn't have the yellow striping around the bottom though. And then, let's see about this one, hold on. Alright, well that one's got a full roll cage as well. Alright, so this is a metallic blue. It's very nice. Yeah, you can definitely see it sparkling. The flakes aren't very large, so that's good. And then looking at the wheels, yeah, they're just black. I don't really like black wheels too much, but in this case you can see the brakes a whole lot easier, and I don't even need a flashlight to do it. So there's yellow calipers. I don't know if there's a cross tilt pattern. Let me zoom in on this rear wheel. No, it's just a flat surface like it would be on an actual MX5. So you can see all the rivet marks and stuff, nicely done. This gloss paint is very nice, it's very shiny. And then you can see the yellow trim. I didn't notice this before, but it's actually a separate piece and it's glued into the body. It's very thin. I don't know if that's like a piece of metal or a piece of plastic. I mean, it's thinner than the tip of a toothpick, so... And is there printing there? No, that's some glue residue there. Alright. It's interesting. The front tire is pretty much sunken under the fender, and that's true to that blue photograph. But the rear, you can actually see a little bit of a gap, between the tire and the fender. You can see some tread blocks there, and actually, since we can see a lot of the rear tire there, yeah, it looks like a modern tire. Alright, so this yellow thing wraps around to the diffuser, and then we have a hollowed out exhaust tip. Yeah, I guess that's an exhaust pipe going to exhaust. I don't know. Never mind. No, it's not. I can see some silver under there. And then this black here, is this a separate piece? Yeah, it's a separate piece. I think that's a piece of photo etched metal. You can see the little grating, so it must be etched away. It's nice to see there's some text on the license plate. That's a decal, that Pandem license plate. We got the little detail for the cover for the tow hook. And then the rear Mazda badge is like a foil decal or a sticker. Same with the MX5 on the left, that is. And then the right, I don't know what that is. Maybe Pandem? It's so reflective, I don't think the camera can... I don't think it's legible. Well, alright, some sort of rectangle. It's naturally not in the best location. It could have been moved to the left a little bit better. Alright, so the taillights, they are very deep plastic and translucent red, so that's nice. These wing struts are pretty narrow. Wouldn't doubt if those are... They must be photo etched metal, because look from the side, right? You couldn't... I don't think you would want to make that out of plastic. It would snap so easily, so I'm pretty sure those are metal. And then there's additional struts up front too. And then there's an antenna there. That's probably a piece of metal as well. There's actually no red for the third brake light though. It's just all blue. They missed that detail. And then the trunk has like a shark fin on it. Is that normal? I don't recall Roadsters having that there. But I don't own one, so I don't know. And then this wing has got a carbon fiber texture going on the bottom and the top. I'm going to guess that's probably a decal wrapping that thing, because it's got a little bit of a waviness to it. The end plates of the wing have the Pandem OK logo there. And then, I don't know if they're plastic or what. It's possible this is just one molded wing. I'm not sure. Alright. Wrapping around here again. The door handle. It's just body colored, sticking out a little bit. That yellow insert on the side is quite interesting. And then we have these little portholes here. It would have been nice if there's some black paint in there, because that's what I see on the photographs. They're actually air there. And then, yeah, the stance again here. It looks like this one's sunken in more, that tire, than the other side. Alright, so the front end. Now we got a nice Pandem license plate again. Boy, look at this grill. I don't know if there's something behind that grill or what. Let me get the flashlight out, but I almost feel like there's air passing through the grill. No, I'm mistaken. It's just a piece of plastic. It's a separate grill piece, but it doesn't go on to infinity. Alright, little vents on the side. Is black paint or metal again? There's a texture there, so I think it's a photo etched piece of metal, those little brake ducts. Alright, so the headlights, yeah, the clear lenses, little silver dot behind it. It looks like a projector. It looks like there's a dome and a silver ring. So that's pretty good. And then the Mazda badge looks pretty good. And then the clear coat, it's quite glossy again. Not much orange peel going on in that reflection there. I'm going to save the engine for last. Some separate wiper blades. Look like there's probably, yeah, photo etched metal again. Then this windshield has a text, but it's really not legible at all. It's like a really blended together Gretti logo. That's really bad, actually. Okay, so the windshield, though, is that super thin packaging type of plastic, so no distortion or anything like that. And it's got black printed on the back side. The mirrors are separate pieces, painted black, and they have reflective stickers. Yes, they do. Now, the top tonneau here. Yeah, it's alright. I'm really liking these seats. They're very glossy. I'm not sure if that makes sense. I guess they could be leather or vinyl covered seats, but it's the seat belts themselves. They're literally separate seat belts. If you look at this seat belt here, hold on, where's my pick? It's actually floating over the seat. There's actually air behind the belt itself, see? And then it's got Takata printed on there, or it's probably a decal. And then that makes me then believe that the buckle itself must be a separate piece of metal. And they're looping these straps through it just like a real seatbelt harness. It's not just like a decal, it's actually a three-dimensional realistic harness. It's quite amazing, really. This could be the nicest set of harnesses I've seen to date. Alright. So then you got this rear roll hoop or something. That's just a piece of plastic. But now you can see even the seat backs have bride printed on it. So the bride is on the front and the back of the seat. So that's pretty impressive. The middle console there, it has the stick shift sticking up. There's a red stripe on the dashboard there on the glove compartment. There's some sort of decal on the top of the glove compartment. I can't make it out though what that text says. I don't know what that's supposed to say. There is a rear view mirror and it has a reflector. You can see the blue seat in the reflection of the rear view mirror. So that's pretty amazing. So the instrument cluster, I can't go any further. This is 4 times magnification. But there are gauges in the instrument cluster. You can also see in the center console white text or something for the, I guess those are like the HVAC controls. Nothing on the infotainment screen that I can see, but that's fine. It's just off. The steering wheel has decent details. It's not a normal steering wheel, it's an aftermarket. And it seems like there's some text in the middle of it, although I can't make it out. Alright, the doors, yeah, standard molding. They look realistic enough. The visors there, they seem okay. So, really for the highlight of the show today is those seat harnesses. And the seats, I guess. Very nice. Alright, so that's, I think, everything that I'm usually interested in. Alright, so look at this panel gap here. From this distance, I can definitely see it. On the sides it's not so bad. It's really just the front panel gap right here. You know, it's such a big gap. It's so much different than that gap there. That's what gives it away. But the sides aren't too bad. They're not too far off from the rear panel gap. Okay, well, let's take a look, see what's going on inside this guy. What's nice is the hood actually opens enough that you can be able to see something. I really hate... First, I don't like opening hoods, but then it's even worse when a lot of hoods only open like 10 degrees. But this one opens quite a bit, so you can actually see what's going on. Let's see if it's actually three-dimensional. Yeah. To their credit, you know, there's a lot of paint in here, at least. You got the cross brace in silver. There's a red dot there in the middle. It looks like there's a carbon fiber texture right near the back behind the turbo there. I don't know why that would be there, right? It's like a carbon manifold, right? So I guess that would make sense. A carbon intake manifold, and then if these might be the exhaust headers. That's what I'd imagine. Although that technically, I don't think. Well, I don't know. If there's a pipe running up to the turbo there, I'm not sure. Not sure how this thing is plumbed. But what I don't really like about these engines is, how it's just shallowed out. You can see the flat surface here. That's what I don't like about engines. And also, you just really don't see engines all too often in the real world. So that's why I don't see the need for it, right? Unless you have a diorama of a garage. Yeah, I would never display this model like this, right? With these really big hinges and stuff like that. Alright, but if engines are your thing, there you go. You can decide if you think that's good enough for you guys. Well, be careful. I don't know if it's snagging on stuff. Yeah, you kind of have to fudge that down. Now looking at this again. So from the very top view, now I'm not liking it. This gap is tight. It opens up here. Here it's just all wide. So it's just not consistent, really. But really, this is the worst part right here. So, well. Oh well. Can't have it all. Let's compare it to a couple other models. Alright, I have a first generation Miata made by Konami, and I swapped out the wheels to some, I forget who made those wheels, maybe Eunos 64. And then I have a Kyosho Roadster Gen 4 as well. But it's, a stock one, no Pandem kit or anything like that. And then it's got some pretty tall tires, maybe that's more stock. So I'm going to give the top view because as far as that hood gap goes, the other two are simply better for me. All the panel gaps are consistent on the two flanking models. But with this YM, you can clearly tell it's an opening hood. And for me, I don't want to do that. I'd rather have it not be able to tell and then be surprised that it can open, instead of knowing that it can open. So alright, well, to the credit of YM model though, there are a lot of details going on. All the badging, the brake system, this weird yellow stripe on the side of the car under the door is a separate piece. That rear wing is just insane as far as the thinness of its parts. And really, again, the seats and the harnesses. That takes the prize today for cool factor, I think. Alright, well, if you like the Mazda Miata, Eunos Roadster, MX5, Miata, every other thing you'd call this thing, this might be up your alley. And if you like engines, well, this is definitely up your alley. So this won't stop me from buying YM model in the future, but ideally, they would get away from such a gimmick. Alright guys, thanks for checking this out. I'll see you around. Bye.